scenario sound at all familiar? You've poured your expertise into a program or package that truly delivers, and your process as well as your results are really quite solid. The clients who go through it, well, they experience powerful transformations and changes in their health. But every time you go to try to name it, nothing quite feels right. Either ends up sounding too generic, maybe too clever, too vague, or so long that you even forget the name. Don't laugh. This actually happened to me once. I literally named one of my early memberships something that I could not even remember. So honestly, naming should not rank as one of the hardest parts of your offer. Yet for many practitioners, it is so much so that many of us just end up skipping it altogether using some generic nondescript name. But the truth of the matter is, the name of your program matters more than you probably realize. A good name communicates value. A confusing name tends to create hesitation. So, in our time together today, we're going to break down how to choose a name that feels authentic, attracts the right fit clients, and helps your offer to sell itself. Before we dive in, if you're a practitioner or a coach who wants to grow a sustainable, scalable practice without the burnout, go ahead and hit the subscribe and hype buttons. I release new videos every single week to help you to build a profitable practice that you love, allowing you to help more people in less time. Hi there and welcome. I'm Leslie Bytel. I'm an MBA business strategist and mentor specifically for integrative and functional medicine practitioners and coaches. And for over a decade now, I have helped hundreds of practitioners and coaches successfully package up their expertise, create scalable offers, and communicate with clarity so that clients feel confident in saying yes. And I have to say, one of the simplest ways to increase conversions is choosing a strong program name. Not fancy, not gimmicky, just clear and ideally results driven. And the reason is because clarity really helps build confidence. Confidence sparks curiosity. And it's honestly the combination of clarity, confidence, and curiosity that will drive higher enrollment rates. So let's walk through the 6 core principles to help you to come up with a great program name, how to name and offer your clients instantly understand and genuinely want to buy. So principle number 1, clarity always beats clever. So a name does not need to be cute or really creative for that matter, but it needs to make sense because your ideal client ideally should hear the name of your program and instantly understand what category it belongs in. If someone hears the name and says, I love it, but what is it? Well, that's a sign that it might be too abstract. Clear names do the heavy lifting for you. They communicate value before you even start explaining. So here are a few clarity-driven names that really tend to convert well. The Hormone Reset, Gut Clarity Program, Stress Recovery Method, Practice Growth Accelerator. These all work really well because the client doesn't need to guess because the name tells you who it's for, what it's about, or the outcomes it leads to. Principle 2, pick a name that reflects your brand. So ideally, your program name should feel like you. If your brand is simple and grounded, the name should reflect that. If your brand, on the other hand, is bold and high energy, the name can hold more personality. So think about your tone, your values, and the transformation that you are known for. And to help, ask yourself these 3 key questions. Number 1, what words tend to show up frequently in my content? What phrases do clients repeat back to me over and over? And what feeling do I want someone to have when they hear the name? So remember, your program name should not live all by itself on an island, right? Instead, it should match the rest of your messaging so that everything feels cohesive and well aligned. All right, principle number 3 is to test the name with real people. And this step is so important. And honestly, very often we skip it. So once you have a new name or a few ideas, I recommend that you test them out. Ask both people who understand your work and those who do not. Give them the program name with zero explanation behind it, and then ask if you had to guess, what do you think this program helps people to accomplish? If their answer is way off, well, honestly, that could be a sign to go back to the drawing board. And remember, you don't need the name to impress people per se. You do need it to communicate the value of the program. And a good name can easily survive this test. Vague or even overly creative names typically don't. All right. Principle 4 is use a formula that makes naming easier. So you don't need to reinvent anything here because most strong names follow a simple, proven naming formula. And there are 4 naming formulas for you to kind of play with. And I'm going to share those with you right now. So, formula 1 is outcome plus descriptor. So, for example, hormone reset method, stress recovery blueprint, gut healing system. One of my programs is called Income Accelerator Mastermind. And I think these all work because they focus on the transformation, which is a highly effective naming convention. The next formula is audience plus outcome. For example, PCOS Energy Program, Athlete Nutrition Mastery, and the Practitioner Income Accelerator. These tend to work because they tell people exactly who it's for combined with the transformation. And again, I would just say this is highly effective because it immediately conveys the who and the outcome. And that is definitely a winning formula. Formula number 3, brand word plus result. And this formula also provides lots of clarity to clients and can work extremely well. So, a couple of, I think, good examples include Thrive Through Menopause, Rooted Health Program. And another one of my programs is called Lucrative Course Blueprint. And these words, I think, can be effectively weaved throughout your brand. And ultimately, this works well when you want a more branded name that still has a clear feel. Formula number 4 is the method or system format. And some examples of this formula would include things like the reset method, the balance cycle system, and also the practice growth framework. So I think all of these 3 examples are really powerful. And this naming convention works well when you want your process to feel repeatable as well as structured. So, in summary, I think these 4 formulas keep you anchored in meaning and tend to prevent you from drifting into that vague territory. Now let's move on to principle number 5. Your program name should support the sale. So a strong name makes your marketing so much easier. Like I said, it does your heavy lifting. So when you go to promote your program, you don't want to spend half the time explaining what that title means, right? So your name should naturally lead into the desired transformation. So, for example, the hormone reset helps women balance their hormones and feel like themselves again. The practice growth accelerator helps practitioners create more income with less hustle. Lucrative course blueprint helps practitioners and coaches to successfully create, launch, and fill their group programs and memberships. So when the name sets up the transformation, the copy just naturally flows. And when the name, on the other hand, confuses, you end up having to clarify, and that just ends up slowing down that buying decision. And that is definitely not what we want. Now for principle number 6, choose longevity over trends. So trendy names maybe feel kind of fun in the moment, but unfortunately, they don't age well. So instead, what I recommend is to try to pick a name that will still feel relevant a few years from now. Clearly, your program is going to evolve. Your marketing definitely will evolve as things change. So that name should evolve with you. So the key thing to remember is that classic wins every single time. So let's take a moment to recap what makes a great program name. Clarity always beats clever. Alignment with your brand is key. Be sure to test the name with real people. Use a proven naming formula, and the name you choose ideally supports your marketing as well as the messaging. And of course, it needs to stand the test of time. All right, so here is your challenge. What I recommend is that you create a list of 5 potential names for your signature program, course, membership program, whatever you're creating, and run them through these 6 core principles. I suggest you test them out, say them out loud, and choose the one that feels simple, strong, and true to the work that you do. And then don't forget, use that name wherever you reference your program, because doing so will truly elevate the perceived value of your program and ultimately lead to more enrollments. If today's video brought clarity to your naming process, I invite you to hit that hype and like button. It really does support the channel and the work that we're doing here. And also, please, if you're willing, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode in my brand new marketing and visibility video series. I create multiple videos each week, all chock full of value and strategies that you can go out and use immediately. And perhaps if you're looking for more personalized support, perhaps creating your offers, naming them, building the systems, products, and services that can help you scale, I would love to explore working together one-on-one. So the first step is very simple. Head on over to my website, lesliebytel.com, and fill out that short form under the Work With Me tab in the one-to-one section. Or if it's easier, just send me an email, leslie@lesliebytel.com, and we can start the conversation there. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time. In the meantime, remember, your offer name should work as hard as the offer itself.